So back in 2003, before I was an American, well, first let me tell you, I was married and then I was divorced, and as time went on, she continued to support me. We're fine now. She actually gave me a plane ticket to Guatemala, and it's very different there. The president is totally different. So to become an American citizen, I had to go through an interview process, and they asked me all these questions, and they asked if I had ever been to jail before, and I said yes. I was honest, and they asked me why, and I said it was for fighting, and they said, okay, well, have you ever stolen anything before? And I said no, it was just for fighting. I did it a couple times, and they said, you know, fighting's not that big of a deal. Just as long as you haven't stolen anything, we would have thrown your application out. And I was relieved about that. So I was interviewed for about 2 hours, and then they brought the interpreter in, and he let me know I had passed, and they stamped my passport, and I was able to go to America, and I was so relieved. And then about 3 in the afternoon, they stapled all my papers together, and they told me, you know, don't rip it out. When you get to America, someone will follow up on you. And I was just so relieved. I was so happy. And so I got on the plane and I went to California, and I went up to customs and I said I let them know I was deaf, and told them my situation, and the cop said, you know, follow me, just sit here and wait it. And I waited, and they went through my bags, they went through my paperwork to make sure everything was okay, and I explained I was deaf, and they said, you know, everything's good. They stamped my stuff, and they said I could leave. And I was so happy. I was finally able to go and be done. And so next I had to wait 3 months to finally get a gift card. And so I started looking for work, and somebody let me know, you know, you should really be an American citizen before you start working. And I decided, you know, okay, I'll wait till I finally become a citizen. So I started really practicing and really studying really hard for the test coming up, and it was really difficult, and I kept studying, and when it was time, I was finally ready, and I took the test, and it was about 50 questions, and I was done. And then they told me, you know, tomorrow's going to be your interview. So I was very nervous, and I was also mad because I knew I made some mistakes on the test, but it was fine. So the next day I put on my suit and my tie, and I went into the interview, and there was only one person in there, and it was this very angry looking man. But I went up to him, and I gestured that I was deaf, and they brought the interpreter over, and he was signing everything. So they brought me into the room, and they started interviewing me, asking me some questions, and if I forgot something, they would just change it up a little bit. And so he asked me 4 questions, and then he told me, we're done, congratulations, you're officially an American citizen. And I said, that's it, that's the whole test. I studied all this time, and that was it. But it was fine because I was just happy to finally be done, and they congratulated me, and now I'm an American citizen, and I'm so happy to be done with that.